Hey, I'm Kev, Mexico, and welcome back to rFactor 2 as we're about to get underway for a 10-lap race around 1966 Monte Carlo in the cut and spec Formula car. Yes, it is the past meeting what I believe is the future of motor racing has. We're against 85% opponent strength, 25% opponent aggression, and 50% damage multiplier. And we're driving in Monaco's own Venturi team that somehow never won in Formula E, despite being with it since inception, having the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio back in it. It has crossed the finish line first once before though, with Stefan Sarrazin in race 2 of one of the London finales, but unfortunately he crossed the line with 0% power in his battery pack, so we got disqualified or moved back. So there's Eduard Mutara, the number 4 Venturion, driving in this race, who's come the closest of them all. With just a few laps to go in the second race in Hong Kong a few weeks ago, he was leading until he locked up the rears heading towards the second corner. Unfortunately chucked away a probable victory. Still grabbed second in the race. Felix Rosenquist, the pole sitter who spun out the first corner once the green flag dropped. He won the race in his Mahindra, and he was the breakout star of Season 3. We've seen that throughout all of the seasons for Formula E. I think in Season 2 it's driving down Bros and the Dragon. They were very strong, from what I can remember. As there goes Annie Danzerano trying to go down her inside for 8. In Season 1, had a number of drivers like Nico Prost shown that he's actually decent and still is regression. You know, last season, beginning of this season, he looks like a totally different driver, one without much confidence in a Formula E car, compared especially to his teammate Sebastian Buemi. Then last season, of course, you had Rosen just come in and blitz it, maybe trying to get firm for Season 1. Coming in after being sacked from Toro Rosso and in Uruguay at Punta del Este. Fantastic to see that back on the calendar, by the way. Always produced drama. Did that race in Uruguay. And it was sadly missed in Season 3. But he came in with Andretti. Like, Andretti had a number of drivers coming in the first couple of seasons before the driver limit came in. But he grabbed pole. This every weekend, battled Sebastian Buemi for that victory until suspension broke. And then just left Buemi picking up the victory like he has done in both races in Uruguay. It'll be interesting to see if he can do that this season, as the Edams Renault does not look anywhere near as strong as it has in the past. As well, we've got a fantastic run on the Dragon car, which is not the weakest car in Hong Kong, but will no doubt recover. So we're looking down the inside of the Audi. Let's try and get good traction away from the corner. It's about in the top 5, it looks like. As we've only got 10 laps in this race, we've got to be making moves fast if we want to win this. But yeah, Eduard Motara, he should be the breakout star this season. With his debut weekend in Hong Kong, really did show that he does have class on street circuits. So trying to get past our teammate Mario Engel. He's a decent racer himself, but I don't think he has perhaps like the little edge that Mutara has. Challenge right at the top 4 victories. Maybe be a solid point scorer for Engel this season. For Mutara, Swiss racer, 30 years old now. Incredible to see, because most of our memories as we lose the rear. Come on, keep going. Get all the torque at once when you put the power down. So that does happen. So once again, we've got to push for the top 5. Motara, it's a guy who I really admired in junior Formula when he was coming up in Euro F3, won the title, won Macau F3 a few times. He is a master of Macau, the modern Mr. Macau, won 10 times over the years there. Around a decade of racing, including a GT race. this year. There's someone you want to drive for at Macau, just called Matara. But we've seen in recent years with more experienced guys also winning a few times, like Da Costa, like Rosenquist. But in this season, of course, you had Dan Ticknam in that incredible finish. Definitely memorable. Perhaps for the wrong reasons for Sete, Kamara and Frederick Hulsberg, but definitely a life-changing victory perhaps for Ticknam, who's been very much in the doghouse, quite rightfully, for punting off a competitor in F4 under the safety car. Getting his years banned, but I'm someone who believes in second chances. So seeing him sign up with Red Bull, doing very well, moving up to Euro F3 it looks like. He's perhaps another one on the conveyor belt for Red Bull and for British talent with the likes of Lando Norris, George Russell, the new GP3 champion, Euro F3 champion there. We're into some good talent coming up. Much like Switzerland had with Motaro, with Neil Yarni as well at the time. He was a very good driver, Neil Yarni, driving with Dragon, of course, in Formula E as well. But for Motaro, I liked him in junior form, and then he went to DTM and kind of disappeared off my radar. I think he went with Audi, if I remember top of my head. He moved to Mercedes this season, not very good, finished 12th in the championship, but with Audi, battled for the championship. Finished second, I think it was in 2016 to Mayo Whitman, or Marco Whitman. Not Mayo, Marco Whitman. They're the twice champion now in DTM with BMW. And that's the thing with DTM, it's a good touring car series, very good touring car series, even though I'm not the biggest fan of DRS and entertainment tyres, which they have adapted from Formula 1. As always getting to the back of our teammate again. Get out of here, Engel. So there we go, it's a smooth move in the station hairpin. But you've seen that with a number of drivers over the years. You saw it with retiring F1 stars like John Alesi, Mika Hakkinen, David Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher. But now you see it more often with younger guys like Tom Blomqvist with BMW, as I said, Marco Whitman, BMW. You have Robert Wickens, who I was a huge fan of in junior Formula around the same time as Mutara. I believe they're both 30. Robert Wickens, super excited to see him driving alongside his fellow countryman James Hinchcliffe in Smith Peterson Racing in IndyCar. And that's a team up I remember first meeting in A1GP, because he had those two and Daniel Moran driving for Canada in that series. I remember seeing Hinchcliffe actually first of all being a commentator when he was part of, I think it was Formula Atlantic. I think he was about to go into Indy Lights, but he was a commentator for British Eurosport in 2007 for their Champ Car coverage. So it's pretty strange seeing James Hinchcliffe as a race car driver in A1GP and then, as I said, over years with IndyCar, with Indy Lights. And still, if he wants to commentate and drive, he could be the first guy to do that. He's got that natural charisma, James Hinchcliffe. IndyCar, very fortunate to have him. Just need to utilise him a bit better, maybe. But you could say that about a number of drivers in IndyCar. One of the most charismatic and personality-driven pilots around. Or personalities that should be very well known, with the likes of Hayo, Tony Kanaan, Dan Weldon in the past, Dario Franchitti, Joseph Newgarden, of course, the new champion. You got Simon Pagenaud, who's a pretty good chap. Oh, almost losing the rear end. And Graham Rihal's a sponsor demon as well with Ray Holland and good racing. We're getting away from my point about DTM sucking up long talent. We're seeing that with Joe Eriksson as well next season with BMW. Going to DTM, not having an opportunity in GP3 or F2, which he really does deserve. I know all the plaudits in UF3 have gone to Lando Norris quite rightfully for McLaren Jr. Did what he had to. He had to win the championship, and he did. It was a bit scary at a couple of points, with Maxi Gunter being very good, with Joe Eriksson being very good as well, being very consistent. The Norris had just a step on them. Helped with his carding team as well. Very, very good team. With Joe Eriksson to be in DTM is a bit of a shame. A younger brother of Jimmy Eriksson, who used to drive in GP3. GP2 was a decent race in GP3. He wasn't as successful in GP2. But in a lack of budget, the team Syke has seen him disappear from single seaters. Hopefully, doesn't mean the end for Joe Eriksson as well. In single seaters, this move to DTM, but that has proved the case for a number of drivers over the years, like Jamie Green, like Gabe Paffett, the Brits in DTM. As I said, for a number of BMW drivers over the years as well. Timo Glock's retired off the DTM. So after F1, he's a guy who really did deserve to be in F1. With Marussia, he's once again getting a bit too aggressive on the power.
That was a 1:37.0.
Well, that's not a knock against DTM. It's a very fine series, but seeing all that tan that should be in single seaters, learning their craft before trying to step up to F1. Just not those opportunities anymore, sadly. As we're trying to get past his Audi, but he's proven to be a right downrat. From Hong Kong, very difficult to pass. As they go towards me, both defending the inside. So tempted to punt him. Do the old Formula E style. Punt and run. So we go down the inside into station hairpin. A bit more runoff back then. And it's crazy to think the Open Readers used to race around this circuit in the 60s before Arnco barriers became a bit more of a thing in the 70s. And safety improved, and you had the swim pool chicane installed in the early 70s as well. Then the Neuville chicane was like this until the mid 80s. Just this flick. Drivers used to visit the harbour. Well, a couple of drivers did, most famously Alberto Scari, when leading the 1955 Monaco Grand Prix. His Lancer D50 just went into the water. Survived that with just minor scrapes. Was relatively okay after that, but then sadly a few days later, while testing a Ferrari sports car, he lost his life due to mechanical failure. We don't know the mechanical failure, from what I understand. We just know it veered off, and sadly that's the death of one of the first official Italian F1 legends, with the likes of Rossi and Farina as well, the first official F1 champion 1950. Faglioli is his teammate in the Alfa Romeo, the oldest Grand Prix winner, after winning with Fangio in 51. I think it was at the French Grand Prix. But yeah, sad life the Ascari's led. His father Antonio was a pre-war great as well in the 1920s before losing his life. And the similarities between these guys, I might have to do a pausa about this. It is incredible about the circumstances, about the stats, about their life as well at the time of their death. It's quite eerie. But yeah, Monaco back then, I actually prefer this Monaco, just being a bit faster. I like my faster circuit, of course. Less corners, 11 corners, still just under 2 miles, just over 3 kilometres long. But you got these straight, punctuated by hairpin corners. It's a bit more like a Formula E circuit, shall I say. Of course, they might throw in a chicane in the middle of this to get the energy recovery going, but that's what I love about this Monaco, being more wide open as well. Even as it is scary, as I said 50 years ago, this is how they race, with people lying in the streets. with exposed walls everywhere. Barely any arm coat back. You can see the buildings as well. I think it was Sterling Moss who said sometimes in the race he'd just wave to the girls on the balcony. Good look up. Of course, he took one of his most famous victories here in 1961 in his Rob Walker Lotus Climax. A privateer Lotus, not the full works Colin Chapman Lotus. But against the might of Ferrari with their shark noses, of Richie Gunter the American, Phil Hill his best mate, holding them off for 100 laps round here. Incredible from Sterling Moss, just showed what a talent he was and what we lost with his crash which ended his career around Goodwood. What a battle he could have had with the likes of Graham Hill and Jim Clark with all the years of experience he had. Oh, the 60s could have been even more interesting for Brits. That's not how you want to take to back. But that's a number of what if motor racing stories. Every year you could think of something for like 1950. If only Nuvolari was healthy after the war. The pre-war Italian great, if he could have raced in the 50s like Frangioni, Verossi. That could have been incredible seeing him against the likes of Fangio and Scari. And of course, even modern days, unfortunately, the drivers we have lost, the likes of Justin Wilson, Dan Weldon. Think of what could have been for them with Andretti if they had survived. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this race. Around 1966 Monte Carlo. What a track. I do love this in rFactor 2. I do love this Formula E car. As you saw, a bit tricky at times. Had a little spin, but we had a good battle there with the Audi. Didn't win in the end, but had a good finish. I think that's in the top 5 on the podium. We're spraying the champagne after this race. But there's a fantastic combo as well. I hope we can come back to this, revisit this combo when we're a bit better around it. Because it's fantastic. Just having this modern car. You can't do this in real life, having this Formula E car around the 60s Monte Carlo. You can do it in sim zone. That's what I love as well about sim racing at times with the mods. But sometimes studios as well, like Automobilists, to bring out the older tracks alongside the newer tracks. You see that of course in Assetto Corsa as well. Project Cars. And yeah, just the ability of being able to drive any car during any time period around any track as well. That's another aspect I love about driving in these sims. But I hope you enjoyed my ride round Formula E and my all over the place commentary. But I'll be back with some more rFactor 2, some more iRacing, Race Room, and of course MotoGP 17, WRC7 as well. And there's soon going to be the old year review for the channel as well, and talk about plans for 2018. But I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.